So this is the state-of-the-art Steve Jobs Theater at Apple's headquarters in Cupertino, California. So the South China Morning Post is here today to attend the iPhone launch, and we have our hands on the 3 new iPhones that were announced just today. Okay, so we'll start with the 2 flagships. So Apple is releasing 2 follow-ups to the iPhone 10. You have the iPhone XS on the left and the iPhone XS Max on the right. So the XS looks and feels exactly the same as the iPhone 10. So we'll focus on the XS Max because that's more exciting to me. So the Max has a 6.5-inch OLED display. That's absolutely gorgeous to look at, and you see the phone is quite a bit larger than the iPhone 10 and the iPhone XS, but it's still surprisingly easy to hold. In fact, the XS Max, despite having a 6.5-inch display, is still smaller than the Samsung Galaxy Note 9 because it doesn't have a top bezel. So almost all the improvements are internal. The new iPhones run on Apple's new A12 chipset. That's 7 nanometers. The lower the nanometer, the more powerful the chipset. And the camera got a major performance boost because its micron pixel size has been increased to 1.4. That's the largest in smartphones right now. The only other phone that can rival that is the Huawei P20 Pro. So having a larger pixel size means the cameras can pull in more information, and that means Apple can do more things now. This year, after you take a portrait shot, you're able to change the bokeh effect in real time. So you see right here, I'm adjusting the blur of the background after the fact. And just the fact that the display is so large, it just gives the iPhone XS Max a stunning look, especially when watching videos. And the phone is surprisingly easy to hold too. So everything I just said for the XS Max also applies to the standard iPhone XS. And the phone comes in 3 colors: space gray, white, which you've already seen last year, and a new gold color, which I'm not a fan of, but I think other people like it. So the third new iPhone is the iPhone XR. This is the cheapest of the 3, starts at $750 US. So the reason it's cheaper, it's because this phone uses an LCD panel instead of OLED, and LCD is not as good. You see the bezels around this phone, it's slightly larger than the bezels around the iPhone XS, and there's only 1 camera on the back. Fortunately, this camera is the same camera as the main shooter on the iPhone XS and the XS Max, so all you're really losing is that secondary telephoto lens. This camera is still very good, and it still runs on Apple's A12 chipset. So for those people who don't want to spend $1,000 US on a phone, this might be worth considering because this cuts corners a little bit, but you still get all the crucial, essential bits that makes an iPhone XS so good. So while these new iPhones are really good phones, they're not going to change your mind if you have been a longtime Android user who don't like iOS. And likewise, if you're an iPhone fan, you will love these iPhones because they run iOS 12, which has an improved AR engine. So you can see you can run these AR games on iPhones that you just can't do on Android. And apps generally look better on iPhone. So you'll be happy if you're a loyal iPhone user. The iPhone XS and the XS Max will start shipping to Hong Kong September 21. The XR will actually be delayed and won't hit store shelves until late October. So that's it for this very early first look at the new iPhones. Stay tuned to scmp.com for the full review later.